My brother is a lawyer, and whenever he does work for my parents, they pay him and act very proud that he went to law school and made something of himself. I'm a plumber. I didn't really enjoy school or basking in the glow of my younger brother, so I got an apprenticeship right out of high school, and now I have my own company. Whenever my parents call me for help, I pop over and fix whatever they have going on, and then I might stick around for a bit to catch up with them. Lately, though, they've been idiots. My nephew's going to college this fall and will probably become a lawyer as well. I'm proud of him. He's a good kid who has worked his butt off to get where he is. My parents, however, have decided that they need to push my kids to be successful, unlike me. They were over a few weeks ago, and they were bugging my daughter about where she would study after high school and what she wanted to be. She said she wanted to go to a school to be a vet tech. That wasn't good enough. She should go to university and become a veterinarian. They just kept pushing after she explained her reasoning. It made me angry. So we had some flooding in our area last week, and my parents needed some emergency help. I was busy because many people needed emergency help, so I said no. They said I was being a jerk, not helping them out, and my brother always made time for them. So I said that my emergency fee was X dollars and that I would be right over as soon as they paid. They hung up on me. Obviously, every other plumber in the area was busy. My fee was still a friends and a family deal, so after calling around, they discovered they'd be on a wait list for days and pay more. So they paid my fee, and I went over and fixed the problem. They've been mad ever since, but I pointed out that I was a successful businessman and that, like my brother, I expected to be paid for my work. Am I the idiot? They have no problem paying my brother for legal work, but don't consider my work as a plumber to be successful enough to warrant payment. So I started charging them. I might be the idiot because I only did it after they began hounding my daughter to be successful. Not the idiot. People who don't respect trades are baffling to me. The elitism is disgusting. They don't know what your work is worth. They were long overdue for a rude awakening on that. You might need another difficult conversation with them about golden child and scapegoat dynamics and how you won't let that dynamic happen with your daughter. I work in veterinary software, and we have many vet techs leave their jobs and come work for us because the pay is low. It's very stressful and high burnout. They get tired of seeing people bring in their old dog to be euthanized to make room for the new Christmas puppy. Yes, it happens, a lot more than you would think. I'm not saying the parents are right, but it is a field that takes advantage of young, animal-loving girls. College doesn't guarantee success. A vet tech is an honorable profession, and OP's kids should do whatever makes her happy. I've needed and hired a plumber many more times than I have a lawyer. So who's really the successful one? We ran into a massive plumbing issue literally hours after purchasing our home. The plumbers were fantastic, timely, competent, professional, and had a wicked sense of humor, which has helped me in my despair over the cost and inconvenience. The lawyer is a bumbling idiot who still hasn't helped us recover from the nearly $13,000 in cost that shouldn't have been ours. I know the real heroes in society when I see them. I 100% agree. We need more plumbers, electricians, and carpenters, and fewer lawyers. OP, I'm not sure how you're unsuccessful. I don't see why being a lawyer is better than having a plumbing business. Sounds like you helped them as much as your brother, if not more. I'm not sure how much legal help they could need, and definitely not an idiot for treating them like a customer and not giving them any special privileges when they don't treat you how they treat your bro. Good for you for standing up for yourself. Unpopular opinion. Everyone's the idiot here. Their judgment about your career is uncool. Instead of communicating with them like an adult, though, you just passively aggressively change the protocol of your relationship by demanding a fee up front. You used to come over and help them out. While I agree they should be paying you for your time, but you're the one who enabled this behavior. Have you ever asked them to pay you? Have you ever told them, in an itemized bill kind of way, the value of the services you provide? They don't know what a plumber makes unless you show them. You want them to treat you like a professional, act like a professional. Instead, you used an emergency to teach them a lesson. I, 20 female, saw a bunch of wedding posts, so I thought I'd share this situation I'm in. My cousin, 28 female, is getting married in 4 days and has been very stressed about planning. We aren't close, but we were at least friendly before this. So I was spending some time with my boyfriend 2 days ago. We just took a walk and stuff. He's going to be busy at work, and I'll be driving with my family for the wedding, or so I thought. So this was the last chance we had to spend time together for a couple of weeks. He bought me this white sundress a while back. It's awesome and I love it, and he loves when I wear it. It was warm out, so I wore it. We took a few pictures for my Snap, and I didn't think anything of it. I went home, went to bed, and woke up to several angry messages from my cousin and other family. My cousin and some other relatives are friends on Snapchat and saw my post. She and some of the family were accusing me of trying to steal the spotlight, and a few others were concerned because they didn't know what was going on. After I had a chance to wake up, I called my cousin, who cussed me out before hanging up. Basically, the whole family is split 50-50. Some of them agree I was wrong to do that, and then there's the rest, who either think it was fine or just think she's overreacting. My parents say I should have had more common sense. Apparently, I should just know better. Either way, I'm no longer invited to the wedding, and now I'm sure things are going to be super tense for everyone who was. So, you posted 4 photos of yourself on your personal social media account of yourself wearing a cute white sundress 4 days before a relative gets married. And now half your family is in an uproar? The upcoming bride cusses you out, and you're uninvited to the wedding? Holy overreaction, Batman. Some people need to be blocked from your social media account. They are way too interested in what you're doing, not the idiot. You wore a white dress on a different day than the wedding, and it was a sundress, and you posted a picture, and your family thinks this is somehow upstaging your cousin's wedding? So you wore it to go on a walk, and your cousin flipped? Like, seriously? What spotlight? Honestly, OP should be flattered. OP looked so good in her sundress that the bride felt overshadowed 96 hours in advance. LOL. OP didn't steal the spotlight. OP stole the sunlight. And I would ask the cousin if she wants to borrow my dress. Petty, I know, and I wouldn't advise OP to do it. This seems like an extreme overreaction. You don't wear white to a wedding, but the bride doesn't have permanent dibs for an undisclosed amount of time before and after the wedding. A white sundress is not a wedding dress. Hopefully you can get a refund or pocket the money for any gift you were getting. Looks like your cousin's going through a massive bridezilla phase. My older brother, Mike, 28, got engaged to his girlfriend, 23. As per tradition, our parents said they'd throw him an engagement party and invited me. I, 26 female, am beyond happy for him. I moved away for college when I turned 18, and I've been very busy ever since, so I don't visit home very much. I didn't even make it to Christmas for a few years. Luckily for me, Mike's engagement party was on my golden weekend. I traveled 6 hours by plane, made it to the party, and congratulated Mike in person. Also, I got to see my aunts, uncles, cousins, and everyone I hadn't seen for a long while. They asked about what I was doing, my rotations, similar questions, etc. Mike pulled me aside and told me to stop stealing the show again at his engagement party. I was confused. All I did was literally show up. So I asked him what was going on. He said I kept outdoing him at everything and even stole the show at his engagement party. Background info. Between the two of us, I was the calm, academically inclined one who was a straight-A student and recently started residency. He was the artistically inclined troublemaker. However, from my perspective, that was 8 years ago, and I only visited a handful of times during those years. I told him I was sorry and asked him what he wanted me to do. He told me to stop doing what I was doing and not brag about my job, my dating life, or anything else. Mind you, I was being asked questions not bragging. I thought he simply wanted me to leave his party based on this, and I left, saying he could enjoy the spotlight as he pleased. I was honestly sad that he wasn't happy to see me, and mostly angry. My parents kept calling me, asking me to return, but I said I didn't want to disturb Mike's night. My parents think I was an idiot and caused a scene, as does Mike. I told them about Mike's comments, and they're now outraged at him. Everyone's in a conflict, more or less. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Wow. It's a shocker that you haven't visited home often in the last few years. It's a total mystery. Your brother's request was terribly rude. Stay at my party, but don't talk to anyone and don't answer questions about your life equals leave. Your brother's own insecurity fed this entire situation. What does Mike feel is talked about at an engagement party? This is where people connect who haven't seen each other in years or for the first time. You learn about others and ask them for details about their personal lives. I don't feel there was a malicious intention on your end to upstage him. Jesus, if this is the engagement party, how the heck would it be at the wedding? You dance with one person and get accused of stealing the spotlight from the couple. Mike is still the teenager in competition with you, and he considers your answering direct questions to be bragging. There was no way you could win here unless, I don't know, you travel back in time and drop out of school. I think it's pretty clear why you rarely go back to visit if this is indicative of the sort of treatment you get when you simply answer questions. I would skip the wedding as well. He clearly doesn't like you. I travel a lot for work, so I have so many hotel and airline points it's crazy. This summer I'm taking my family to Disney World. We're going to stay at one of the resorts on the property. And my sister-in-law and her family had a hard time during the global issue, so I decided to do something nice and invite them along. My treat, I said. I pay for the flights and hotel and park tickets. Everyone was so excited until she started talking to my wife. Now she's upset that we're staying at one of the resorts and they have to stay in Disney Springs. Apparently, I'm being cheap by using points for their hotel instead of just paying for them to stay at the same resort as us. My wife told her sister and brother-in-law to shut up and accept the gift, but they didn't. Instead, they told my in-laws that I was making their kids jealous by not letting them enjoy the same stuff as us. To be clear, the hotel I booked for them is very nice. It's just not the Grand Floridian. So I finally talked to them and gave them the choice of accepting my gift or not coming, since I could still cancel their reservations. They started yelling at me for being an idiot and taking something away from their children. I talked to them like adults, but when they started screaming, their kids heard them and found out they might not be going. So now their kids are angry at their parents for possibly messing up their vacation, and I'm the bigger idiot for making them look bad in front of their kids. Am I the idiot? Let me get this straight. You're gifting them airline tickets, park tickets, and a nice hotel, and they demand more? Cancel their tickets immediately. For their benefit, too. They drop this entitled idiocy forever. So the kids learn you get nothing if you're being an idiot, so they don't try to walk all over you in the future. Not the idiot. Poor kids. They just robbed their kids of a vacation. The kids actually sound smarter than the in-laws in this case. They know how stupid their parents are being. Heck, I'll take this amazing gift with endless gratitude. Disney Springs got 4.85 out of 5 stars. I'd be so happy and grateful if anyone did this for me. I'll come with them as a nanny. If you fold me just right, I'll fit in a carry-on. It's an amazing treat. I'm constantly astonished by the audacity and entitlement people feel these days. What a bunch of ungrateful idiots. Please leave sister-in-law at home and enjoy your vacation with your family. She will be a problem, even if they decide to slum it in Disney Springs. Seriously, screw them. Just take the kids. Screw those entitled parents. Terrible idea. OP would have to look after them. What if they get injured, or sick, or hungry? Or do I have to go to the bathroom? Or one pulls the other one's hair? Or she ate my pretzel? Or he broke my novelty slushie cup that you just bought me for $16. Ugh, OP wants to have a holiday with their own family. I feel bad for the kids missing out, but this is not a solution. I, male 32, have a daughter, teen, with my ex, female 33. My ex has a son, pre-tween, with her husband. Her son is autistic, and even though he is verbal, he has difficulty communicating how he feels or what he wants, which causes him to throw huge tantrums. If you do the math, it's clear both my ex and I were young when our daughter was born. It caused us to not be well off financially throughout our daughter's childhood up until recently. Well, last weekend, my ex and her husband decided to take our daughter and their son to Disneyland, which is about 4 hours away, for the weekend. Monday morning, I FaceTimed with my daughter, just wondering how it went. She started crying, saying the whole time her brother was throwing fits when he didn't get what he wanted. If the lines were taking too long, he would get upset and start throwing a fit. She said she felt bad because she knew he couldn't help it, but she was upset that her trip was ruined. I understand because for most of her childhood, neither her mom nor I could afford vacations like that. I have vacation time built up, so I said I would take her, and we can do some other things as well. She seemed excited and thanked me several times. Well, a few hours later, I got a call from my ex, getting mad I was going to take her to Disneyland after she just went. She said it was an idiot move. Not the idiot. It doesn't sound like your ex is doing a very good job here. Perhaps Disney was not an appropriate place to take her son, at least with her approach to parenting. Regardless, she should have thought about what would make a vacation enjoyable for both of her children and planned accordingly. Your ex is only mad because she knows your daughter will have more fun with you, and that brings up a lot of uncomfortable feelings about her own inadequacies or the reality of life with your daughter's half-brother that she doesn't want to face. Take your daughter, have fun, and make memories. Seems unpopular here, but I think most people are not looking at it through your ex's lens. Try putting yourself in their shoes. Imagine dropping a ton of money to show someone an amazing experience, only for another person to come in and say that they'll do it again, and it will be better. A true co-parenting moment would have been to talk to your daughter to focus on the positive and fun aspects of the trip, the cool things she had seen, etc., and to also try to understand her brother's needs and issues. Also, you are the idiot for your attitude toward autism. You seem to believe it's just naughty child syndrome and that meltdowns are temper tantrums because we don't get our own way. Autism is difficult for adults to navigate and regulate, but nearly impossible for children. You're blaming the brother for ruining it. People who grow up with a disabled sibling like that usually get the short end of the stick. It's called well sibling syndrome. Just because she's neurotypical doesn't mean she doesn't have feelings or needs. Honestly, if her brother could not stand in line, they could have gotten special accommodations. Instead, OP's ex made his daughter and her brother suffer for no reason. Take her on the trip. It sucks that your ex doesn't see the harm she's causing.